The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
It is my sincere and deep honor to present to you my true friend, Sheriff Joe Arpaio.
Thank you. It's okay. He wants the investigation against me, 100 days in office, to go after me for alleged racial profile. Got the Justice Department after me. We'll probably end up in court. They want to take over the sheriff's office. But I got news for them. They're not taking over. The feds are not taking over the sheriff's office. So we'll see what happens. Now they're accusing me of launching the investigation against the president because they're investigating me. Everybody's investigating everybody else. I'm confused what's going on around here. I'm not doing anything unusual. I have 250 people in my county that are my bosses. I report to them. They don't report to me. We got 4 million people, once again, that we know of. They're my bosses. They hire me. And when they come to me and they say, Sheriff, we want you to do something, I have to do it. So they came to me. They want me to investigate the President of the United States. And what should I do? Throw it in the wastebasket like everybody else does and forget it? No, so I gave it to my, I got 3,000 posse, men and women, airplanes, jeeps. I have a cold case posse, look at older cases. I gave it to them. Why did I give it to them? Because I knew I would be chastised for using taxpayers' money for investigating the president, so I got out of that one. And I gave it to him, and my instructions were, I want to clear the president. Once and for all, get this out, this birth certificate and everything else. But when they started looking at it, it didn't happen that way. So now we have, I have a big problem. I'm convinced that we have some forged documents. So what do I do with it? Am I going to give it to the White House to investigate? The Attorney General is investigating me. I'm all messed up on this one. But I sent a letter out Friday to certain government agency to put them on the spot. And I'm going to keep banging away. I want to know what they're going to do about it. And the thing that so there's a lot of issues with this, and I'm not getting into all this other stuff. We got tons of material. You've heard a lot of it, Social Security, and then we got so much stuff. I can't, it take about 50 years to put it together. I'm going to zero in on the law enforcement, on the criminal, possible criminal. Just separate everything else right now. So we feel pretty confident that that birth certificate is computerized, and we have experts that looked at it. But the big shock that nobody has come up with is the selected service. Think of that. You have to sign up for selected service 18 to 25 years old and if you want to have any government job. $250,000 fine, 5 years in jail. How come I know about that? Because you know what I did after 9/11? I didn't make, I asked in a nice way, all the inmates to sign up for selected service. They signed up. In fact, we signed up 30,000. Now Washington They didn't even know that you can sign up illegals, or you must sign up illegals for selective service. They didn't even know their own law. The same ones that I'm looking at now over this selective service situation with the president. So we're convinced on the selective service card that it's a phony. And I can get just a few details. 1980. 1980, they have a stamp, 1980. So we got about 17 selected service cards. And everyone had 1980 on it. Of course, we get the presidents. Someone slipped up and gave it to us. Of course, that doesn't have 1980. It has an 80. And you can't, right now, you can't get a 1980 post office stamp. Impossible. So they cut it and made 80 and put the 80 on there. So we got a pretty good case. Now the president signed it. I'm not saying that he's behind all this. I never have accused the president of committing a crime. But we're going to keep looking at it and see what happens. So it's the way it goes. It's the way the ball bounces. And I'm a little disturbed in a way because nobody, this is the biggest censorship in the history of the United States. I had a big press conference, you saw part of it. They came in there trying to make fun of me and my investigators. This has all been rehashed, on and on and on. When we showed them the selective service, the room went quiet. They never saw this one before. The birth certificate you hear so much about, it went quiet. Yet Fox, my friends, won't talk about it. There is a blackout on this issue. There has been, and especially this one, a blackout with national television and cable TV. I know we have evidence why, but that's sad. Sad. To have this type of censorship whenever you mention the President of the United States in this issue. But we'll get the word out. It's the people. The people that will be the jury, even though we can't get it out on television, but it will be out. It's getting out little by little now. And but something has to be done with it. Let's get to the bottom of it. The people deserve that, of this country. And if nothing else happens, maybe that when people run for president, they'll check him out. I don't think the president, I could hire him. He would never pass the background. No, you laugh at that. No, I'm serious. He couldn't be a janitor. I couldn't hire him as a janitor in a Washington Sheriff's office. Think of that. I'm hoping that the legislature, Russell, if you can ever get back there, well, at least get this back on the, get that law passed that was vetoed last year, and that would help me, because we do have standing here. People say, you're just a sheriff. Why are you investigating this? Because I'll tell you, when the White House went public and showed that certificate, that birth certificate, that applies to everybody in this country, including Arizona. So I do have standing to investigate this matter. But I need some help from the legislature. I was saying, isn't it interesting that nobody will stand side by side with the sheriff, including both parties, and say, boy, we at least say we like what the sheriff is doing. I don't need any help. But both parties don't want to touch this. Why not? I can't figure it out. Or maybe I can. Go talk to your legislators and ask them, how come you're not fighting this thing? And nobody's going to answer. Guaranteed. And that's that. And I'm a Republican. I'm loyal to the Republican Party. But this is confusing with me. Why everybody's keeping quiet, except for a few legislators. We can get Russell back in there. I'm sure he won't keep quiet. So, right, Russell? I don't know what you're doing. But so it's something that we're going to have to go to the people with. I have the evidence. I don't know who's going to investigate it. That's a tough one. I spent 30 years with the federal government, the majority with the U.S. Justice Department, and to the federal drug enforcement. So I don't know, they're coming after me too. This has nothing to do with them investigating me. It's just somebody came to me and asked me to do something, I'm doing it. But I need your support, your moral support. I'm just a sheriff. I'm not a hero. People are telling all over the country, you're our hero. I'm not a hero. I'm just doing my job. I knew when I did it that I would take a lot of heat, even from all different parties, but I had to do it. They asked me to do it. I did it. I stand by it. I'm not backing down. I'm going to keep taking it on and on and on and see what happens.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.